think the strangest place I've ever found a watch is in Africa. Out of I do a lot of hiking, backpacking, and mountain climbing. I've got a good friend who lives in Africa and sponsors us when me and my hiking friends go to Africa. We take these climb Kilimanjaro, Mount Stanley, Mount Kenya. I've been to Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania. So when I went to climb Kilimanjaro, before you go, we're stationed in kind of a smaller town at the base of the mountain. Africa is different than here in that there's a lot more pedestrian traffic. So every town has streets that are just full of shops.
Mm-hmm.
And it's much more of a small mom and pop economy there than it is here. So every street has any service or item you need, there's multiple shops for that. And when I was in Tanzania, lo and behold, there's a entire watch repair industry in most of these African cities and all these countries. And it's just a guy on the sidewalk with a small watch bench with tools. Now, they're obviously using boundary watches there, just like they do here, but there's still a vibrant mechanical watch repair industry in Africa on the street, on dirt streets.
Yeah.
And I got this town out. I kept seeing these display cases and these guys working. I finally decided these are watch repair guys, watchmakers.
Yeah.
And I would go and I would look, and they, just like watch people here in the United States, watchmakers, or really anywhere in the world, they have tons of watches they use for parts, just like we do. And they can't get watch parts new easily, so they've got to maintain this big supply of vintage watches strictly for parts repair watches that come in.
Mm.
And I would see in these cases under piles of junks, I could see watches, steel watches with chronograph nuts. I'm thinking, what is that in there?
Yeah.
You know what I asked? No, I can't sell that. I need that to repair a watch in the future. I was like, oh, can I even look at it? No. Finally, I saw something, a nice thing still, Mitre from the 60s that I convinced the guy to sell me. I think I paid $2.
Wow. Yeah. And that's just all, like, did you have a chance to ask the guys how they actually come across this stuff there? Is it?
They were pretty tight-lipped and cagey about how they get all this stuff. So this part of Africa, Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya were formerly British and German colonies. And there's still a very large European, British, German, Belgian presence there.
Yeah.
Even after these countries have been independent for 50, 60, 70 years. Well, those guys that were there in the 30s, 40s, and 50s that were English, German, Belgian, French, well, they had nice watches.
Yeah.
And a lot of those watches are still there in circulation.
They get broken.
They got left, the country changes hands. People have to leave in a hurry. Some stuff gets left behind. So there's still stuff there.
Very interesting.
Hidden, just waiting to be extracted.
But the Mitre was kind of the only interesting one.
It was the only one I was able to actually purchase.
Yeah.
That was, convince the guy to sell it.